And that wraps up a shaky little day on my end. Although the scanner and the lead gapper were a little shaky too, so I won't take all the credit. MBRX was our lead gapper on the day. It was already up 200% pre-market. It was very, very thickly traded. Honestly, today I was thinking I should probably trade pre-market. I really felt it and it would have been a good idea. And applying the new rule that I set for myself yesterday on if I want to trade pre-market or if I want to trade after 10:30 to only allocate 2/3 of my ideal full trade allocation, it would have been a good idea too, because it would have took a little bit of, that stress, that extra risk off the table a little bit, because the risk would have been spread across more trades. So let's say a freak accident happened again, like there was a direct public offering, or DPO, I like to say for short, then at least it's on a smaller share size, a smaller position size. And I think that actually would have really been a good idea today. Well, one, pre-market, there were some really good entries, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But two, I gotta be honest, I still had a little bit of PTSD from yesterday. So Tuesday, I didn't really think I would go into today being stressed about yesterday, but Tuesday, yesterday we had that big drop on AKER and just, that direct public offering, and instantly the stock went from like 730 to like 590 or something like that in right after the halt when the offering came out. So today, I kind of was constantly thinking about that while I was in the MBRX trade, which is, you don't want to mix those two things up. And that's kind of what I was doing. So I think if I used smaller share size, I just would have kind of been able to take a step back a little bit easier. Whoa, falling back. Just kind of understand that, okay, like this is a different trade, but at least I don't have as much risk because I don't have as big of a position size. So I think that really would have gave me a bit more peace of mind. And I think I shouldn't underestimate the kind of mental kind of fatigue or stress or PTSD you have from a former trade. So I think going into the future, I'll definitely put a little bit more weight onto that. Overall though, guys, I think, I ended today green, and I couldn't be happier. At least it wasn't a red day like yesterday. So, just getting on the right path, kind of refreshed myself a little bit. We could have ended today much better. I didn't take my profits when I had them, and then I closed it at a bad time, and I was a little choppy today. But it happens, sometimes you're a little bit off your game, and especially after a big red day. So yeah, I mean, tomorrow we'll be back at it. It's the last day of the trading week tomorrow, because Friday the markets are closed because of Good Friday. So let's get ready. Let's review the charts and let's get ready for that last trading day tomorrow. Like always, guys, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd love to see you again, especially in the chat room. Leave questions and comments below. I answer all of them. And my burn is officially turning into peeling. I don't know if you guys could notice, but my nose is peeling a little bit. Let's get into the charts now. All right, guys, welcome to the recap video. So this is MBRX, which is our lead gapper on the day. It was gapping up 200%. It's a float of 46 million, and they had coronavirus news. They actually had some pretty interesting news. On Wednesday, independent researchers found that this drug, the antiviral drug candidate, reduced replication of the virus causing COVID-19 by 100% during in vitro testing. So good coronavirus news on that. Hopefully that is sustainable news right there. But looking at the long-term chart, I wanted to be ready for this. MBRX, big gap up here, but what has it done in the past? And we've had many of these really aggressive selling off phases on MBRX, and that's quite common in these biotechs. And then sometimes you'll get these really nice spikes up, but they don't hold. And if you just zoom in a little bit more, we've had a lot of these failed spikes, and a lot of these we've traded, and we were able to take some nice profits out by just getting in and out of these trades fairly quickly. But holding them overnight and holding them long has been quite difficult. Here's a big green day, but the next day pulls back, then never goes back to those highs. Just kind of scrolling back here. Here's a big gap up day, and then sells off the rest of the day. So you really want to be careful with this one. Here's another gap up day. Opens here, runs higher, and then kind of goes lower again. So it doesn't look too good. It could have actually even opened. Actually, it opened here. Sorry about that. I was like, wait, something's wrong here. So it opened here. Maybe it pulled lower, and then it was able to run higher, but then it pulled all the way back again. The next day, totally got crushed. So here opened high, sold low. Here opened high, sold low. So a lot of these failed moves. Here's actually the one big move I did find. So this was a 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess you could even say 5-day big runner. So this is kind of an interesting move on MBRX over here. But are we going to get another big runner like that? I mean, this is big news in the coronavirus kind of space. And we've seen a lot of these biotechs, especially coronavirus stocks, just absolutely rip. I mean, we had YGYI rip hundreds of % for some hand sanitizer news. It's just the weirdest stuff going on lately. So I don't know. MBRX, this is what we had here. Big run here. It was heavily traded, 200% pre-market, and out of the gates, I didn't really want to trade this one. I was waiting for a bigger pullback here to maybe 1.5 or maybe 1.4, 3 or something like that. But it ran up 20% in 2 candles, so I should have bought that first candle. What I was really thinking though is, buying it pre-market. So buying as we broke up here above the 15-minute EMA and kind of pulled back. So this would have been the trade because we already would have been up 20%. I probably would have held through this, or I would have closed here. And then we could have been up 40% on that trade. I think that would have been the way to trade MBRX today, for sure, 100%. And I don't totally disregard trading pre-market, but I did make a rule yesterday. If I trade pre-market, I'm only going to be trading with 2/3 of my full trade allocation, just to reduce some of the risk, because pre-market, there's a lot less volume. So sometimes you get flash crashes. Sometimes you get some really bad news articles, and all of a sudden the stock goes down 10, 20, 30, even more %. So you really want to hedge against that a little bit. And the way I hedge a little bit is by reducing my exposure. So the upside won't be as great, but also the downside won't be as bad either. So I reduce the risk among more trades. Right now, it's really just kind of consolidating here, but I gotta say, it looks good because it's consolidating right here at the 1.55 area, and it's holding the highs all right. So I'm actually quite surprised here. I've constantly thought we were going to see bigger pullbacks, and so far it hasn't happened. So maybe this is going to be a big afternoon runner. I don't know. If we do get an afternoon run, I think there's some big resistance at 2.5 and about $3. So I would see probably some big pivot zones, big rejections, maybe in these 2 areas. I don't really think that we're going to break past these areas. We have a big pullback area, but you never know. I mean, sometimes you have one of these stocks that just rip up to like $7, $8, $9, and it's just absurd. So we'll see what happens with MBRX. But for now, I'm not going to be trading it. So maybe we'll be on our watch list tomorrow. Maybe it'll be one of the stocks we even trade tomorrow. But originally, the first green days is what I'm looking for. Other than that, I mean, it was kind of tough. Like, there wasn't any super really nice other lead gappers. I would say we had MYO, EFC, and YGYI from the day before. So MYO had a kind of a nice little spike here to the upside, 60%, kind of pulled back though a little bit more than I would want, about 22%, and was really choppy out of the gates. We did have this nice breakout here. So this would have been the only time I would have traded MYO. A little recap, MYO is at 2.8 million shares outstanding, 13 million market cap, and the dollar volume's a little bit light, but 20 million is it's okay. It's light, but it's okay. So yeah, we broke above VWAP with volume, had a quick pullback here to the former breakout zone, and then ran 10%. This would have been the one trade I was looking for, and I wish I did it. This was still on the stream here, and I was like, man, this is the one I would take this trade. That's kind of what my consensus was. I don't know what it's going to do the rest of the day. It kind of got rejected off 5.5. This thing has a really rough long-term chart, so I don't know. This could be the end of it. Who knows? YGYI, this one, 11 million float, but it's also kind of selling off here. This one kind of is similar to MBRX in terms of, it has these gap ups that don't hold that well. But then if you scroll back, it had one of these giant runs. So one time it gapped up, consolidated the next day, and then just completely ripped for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks even. So right now it had a big run up and consolidating. So maybe we're gonna have a big test tomorrow or the day after. Who knows? YGYI, I think this is the one with the hand sanitizer news. Wait, hold on. I think I'm mixing these up actually. 1 second here. This was the hand sanitizer one. This is the one that got halted like crazy yesterday. Just look at this. It got halted, I don't know, like over a dozen times yesterday in all directions. And the hot catalyst was secured FDA rights to produce hand sanitizer. I mean, like, is that worth making your company go up from about I don't know, where was this close, 0.7 to about 0.2, 0.7? I mean, $2.70. I mean, that's an insane move. I don't know if I totally get the catalyst, but it is kind of holding the highs today, and that's kind of surprising. So we're seeing a lot of weird stuff. This coronavirus news is tough to trade because it's been going on for so long. A lot of these catalysts you'll get for like maybe, I don't know, like let's say some industry is hot or some news is hot, you'll see the play go on for maybe a week, and then you have some sympathy plays maybe the week after. But then the third week, things start kind of disappearing. If it's 3D printers or electric cigarettes or anything. But the coronavirus thing has really gone on for a very long time. Obviously, I mean, it's this huge global pandemic. But what makes it so difficult to trade is like, we have all these stocks that's been trading, since January, end of January or like mid-March, we've been trading a lot of these plays. I think it was actually mid-February, I think it was. Yeah, sorry about that. So I think mid-February, we were, had some of the first waves of these coronavirus stocks. And then, in March, we were trading them. Then now in April, we were trading them. We're just like, how much more does this stock have in it? Because sometimes you'll be looking at these stocks and they're already up like 10,000%. And you don't feel comfortable trading it. Or like APT, I don't even look at this one anymore because, this is one of the classic coronavirus protection gear, hazmat suits and stuff like this. And these guys ran up from such a low. Where is their low? It doesn't even show right now on the chart, but I mean, really like small amounts. Let me quickly go back here. Okay, so let's just say roughly in the $3 area, and then it runs up to $41. So just, one big move here, another big move here, and this first big move was, so it was January. I had a feeling it was January, then consolidates, and then mid-February, we have a second move, right? So now we're like on the third potential big move. I don't know. It just, this is stuff that to me, we're totally on the backside of the move, and I don't know if I want to be trading this anymore. So just seeing that on a lot of stocks, and these are constantly on our watch list, or our scanner. So it's been just insane trading lately, which is fine. I mean, March was actually my best month on this challenge so far. In April, I've been a little bit sloppy so far, I gotta admit. I'm not sure exactly what's causing that. I think I've just been on the wrong side of the move a few times. I think it just happens. It's a bit of a roller coaster being a trader, and you always got to think in the marathon perspective. I think I'm going to get back on the horse in no time. It just, I got to stay calm. I can't get over emotional. Today, like I said in the intro, or like we're going to talk about in the intro, is, I should have kind of understood that today some of the stocks were a little bit our lead gap was a bit overextended, and the chart was a little bit choppy. So I should have not maybe got super aggressive with $1.5 thousand, so full allocation, and maybe spread my trades out a little bit more. I don't know. It's tough to say. Either way, it's less stress for each trade, the less I allocate to it. So knowing that yesterday I'm still have a little bit of PTSD from that trading, the DPO that happened to me. Maybe it would have been a good idea to just kind of like take some of the added stress off of trading today. So I think that's probably one of the big takeaways today is, if I'm still feeling a little bit of emotional stress from the day before, then, why not take it extra slow today by reducing my position size? Because I honestly think with my trade on MBRX, where is that bad boy? Here it is. I think my first trade with MBRX, I would have traded it better. Let's quickly go here. It's loading. Yeah. So this one, when this trade, we had a really nice bottom bounce entry here. And then I kind of got shaken out in this area. And I think with a smaller position size, I probably would have just let it run a little bit. I would be like, okay, we just had 2 halts on the way down. There's no news. There's no reason for these halts. Let me just kind of let this one ride a little bit longer. Let me just give it some time to really kind of blossom. But since I was kind of so stressed out from yesterday still, and then I had a bigger allocation on this trade, I was like, I need this thing to work right away. And if it doesn't, I'm out. And that's kind of what happened on this trade. I mean, we were profitable, but it just, it could have been much better. And then, this one I actually traded pretty well. I'm pretty, happy about how I traded this one. Basically, we had 3 failed out attempts here. There's constant sellers, and I was like, you know what? I'm no longer going to be part of this one. I closed out the position, and then basically right after I closed this position, it goes down 9%. So I was pretty happy about how I traded that one. And big sellers coming in here now. So MBRX, guys, watch out. This could be just a giant crash today. Who knows? Maybe they're going to do a DPO as well. So it's going to be interesting to watch. But for now, I'm done trading, and I'll see you guys then first thing tomorrow to trade the market open. It's going to be the last day of the week tomorrow, because Friday is Good Friday and the markets are closed all day. So no trading on Friday. I won't be streaming. So yeah, guys, have a prepare for tomorrow. It's the last day of the week. I hope you guys are have some safe and relaxing Easter plans. I know the coronavirus pandemic has definitely changed everyone's Easter plans. But hopefully you guys can make something really nice at home. And yeah, so I'll wrap up the stream here, guys. Like always, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, I'd love to see you again. Don't consider subscribing. And I will see you guys first thing tomorrow then. So till then, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.